Previously on Sister Wives.
Oh my goodness, okay, I think of a meme. You know the one meme where there's the one guy that shoots somebody and he goes, "Why would they do this?"
Oh, I saw that!
And then he shoots, it's like Cody shooting family. Why would Christine do this?
That's something similar. Someone on Reddit posted, you know that meme where a guy's riding a bike and then for no reason
He puts the stick in.
and then he's like, "Ah, why?"
I'm not a good husband.
Get right into it. Did you like my
Oh,
my
yes.
little tweak to the opening?
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, so at the end you put there, was it monogamy?
It was originally just sister wife singular, but then I changed the title to monogamy. Because technically no one is a sister wife anymore.
I was actually thinking about it. Maybe another alternative could be just Robin.
A few moments later.
I'm gonna meet some dude online and fall in love and want to leave my family.
The first 20 years, I don't know, are not going to be really great. And if they are great, then somebody's lying.
I mean, having favorites is not okay. If you want a successful family, you don't have favorites.
I am not married to 3 other women.
No, I'm just a narcissist.
I have tended to be moody and self-absorbed. I'm not a good husband.
Hi, I'm Angie. This is Tim. Welcome back to another recap. Let's circle these donkeys. Today we are recapping Sister Wives Season 17, Episode 15. So this episode is the one-on-one. It's a 3-parter. Next week, because it's Christmas, there won't be an episode, I believe.
It's the greatest gift they could give us.
So it'll continue on into New Year's and then the Sunday after that. I'm thinking on Sunday I might just recap an older episode from season 17 because I started almost near the end of this season. So that is probably what I'm going to do. We start this episode with a little snippet of the adults before going to the interview. Mary thinks the people in her family tend to get more honest when the person they are talking about isn't in the room. Robin thinks Sukanya is a commendable interviewer who tries to balance out everyone's opinions. AKA, I think that's proof Sukanya is not a good interviewer. Okay.
Yeah. If Robin thinks you're fair and balanced, then you probably are patronizing that.
Janelle says that the one-on-ones are different from group interviews because there's less points of view that weigh in if there is an answer you are unsure of. She definitely thinks one-on-ones are more honest in that regard. She agrees with Mary. Christine seems nervous because she tells us that the hardest parts of her life all occurred and filmed within the last year. To divulge into that mess is going to be a big endeavor. I saw this during the sneak peek, not this episode in particular, but the clapper shows the numbers 09/13/2022.
Okay, so September
of this year. I'm really glad the timeline caught up with us, finally. Sukanya kicks off the interview with a softball to Cody. "How are you doing?" He replies,
Well,
"I'm super." She questions him how the family is doing.
I mean, he's the last person to know.
That's correct. Then quickly congratulates him on his 3rd grandchild.
Oh my goodness. His face lights up when he's reminded that his DNA is being spreaded. He's such a gross person. I mean, it's normal, but...
We don't really see this kind of joy from him. He tells her, "I've been doing some self-reflection for the past year, so anything you want to delve into are aspects that I've already ruminated over." She commences the real discussion. with his relationship to Christine, specifically the season 17, episode 1 conversation at her house. Cody tells us that Christine was unyielding in her decision to leave him.
She had already decided.
A decision that took place somewhere between the last 2 to 10 years. he can't pinpoint it.
I mean, it's a small, narrow window, maybe around 8-year margin of error.
I don't know when she made that resolve, but during that time, I was in a state of utter denial. They proceed to watch the clip. The clip, just to jog your memory, is when Cody insinuates that Christine was pretending that life was great in Lehigh, that it was a magical experience. Christine asks him why he wants to keep holding on to her despite not wanting them to be intimate. Cody turns that around on her, saying that it was her behavior that was the issue. He accuses her of not treating Robin with kindness and respect.
We know that Cody was lying about everything being perfect in the Lehigh house. Cody's rewriting history here. He's got some historical revisionism going on. Because it seems like Cody has rewritten how things were going in the Lehigh house. And is upset that Christine is saying it was bad. When Cody was there, he knows that it was bad. The only person who believes it was good is Robin.
So, help jog my memory.
Okay.
When did he think that it was bad?
There's at some point where Cody is like, oh yeah, we were just putting on a thing for the TV show and for Robin and saying it was super great and all.
Yeah, I can see that. Cody pretends that it's one way for Robin's sake and ends up convincing himself. He accuses her of not treating Robin with kindness and respect. The clip goes on. He admits that he wasn't attracted to Christine when he married her. The comparison between all of his marriages, yada, yada, yada. So, Cody's reaction to the clip. It's a word salad. This is so 4 years of context. Not that moment of context. In that interaction, I thought Christine was playing a game, so I didn't take her choices seriously.
Why would you say that she's playing a game?
He responds to her. Christine was a manipulative, temper, tantrum-throwing, terrible person.
Get Christine a Twitch stream because apparently she's a gamer.
And then Sukanya asks, okay, jackass, why would you call someone a gamer? That sounds like a cold thing for a husband to say. He justifies his title that he picked for her. She's a game player because there was a time in the past when we moved to Arizona when I tried to make amends with Mary.
There's a thing in the episode that is the biggest, most interesting part of the episode, which is this lie that Cody and Robin fabricate.
She gave me this really cool gift for my birthday. Let's remember that key term, his birthday. That softened my heart to her. At that point, I wanted to tell my other wives that maybe it was time I gave Mary a fighting chance to save our relationship. When I said that, Christine lost her shit. He then accuses Christine of being in the rumor mill, gossiping to his children that she was in a loveless marriage.
And that happened 2 years ago. You made that very specific.
Sukanya asks, why would Christine react that way? He gives us a weird answer. Because there is something toxic going on between those two women.
This bullshit fabrication that him and Robin have created, this narrative about Christine trying to screw over Mary, it's all fake and dumb. Yes. Yes.
I'm freezing.
Yes.
Okay.
You look like it. Yeah, it's all fake and dumb. For a number of reasons. It's like, nobody else remembers it, but Cody and Robin really, really seem to remember it.
Okay, so we get a weird transition to Christine and Suki, and the question is brought up about Cody and Mary's relationship, but more specifically on Cody comparing his marriage to Mary. Christine starts, why would he compare my marriage to Mary's? Especially when he's the one who's doing it. Comparing Christine's to Robin's. Suki gives us a weird question. Was he trying to tell you that you were the poison by comparing the relationship to being poison?
Okay, this is just another example of Suki asking stupid questions.
I don't know what she was trying to extract from that.
Obviously, the comparison is poison. This is a thing they've said before. This woman doesn't know anything about these people.
I'm afraid I'm going to piss off some Suki lovers out there.
There are Suki stands?
I don't know. Christine replies that Cody would be fine if they had an estranged relationship. AKA worse than platonic. Not even friends. We cut to Mary being confronted about the comparison issue. She agrees that Cody comparing Mary and Christine is offensive to her. Suki gives her thoughts on the comparisons. I figure that Cody wanted Christine to act like you. You know, being treated as garbage and acting like that's fine. Mary then plays victim. Yeah, it was shitty of Christine to say that I've been playing this game of being treated like garbage. How dare she say that about my relationship to him? That hurts my soul. Suki then cuts in. But isn't that true, Mary? It is hurting your soul.
I was confused during this entire exchange because they kept playing the pronoun game, and I'm just like, who's talking about who at this point?
Then Mary sheepishly agrees. Yeah,
my life is painful.
We get Cody being asked the question, why are none of you trying to communicate? He tells us, it's because the relationships aren't good.
It's the other way around, Cody. It's one way... this guy's a moron.
He then gives us something that makes us want to throw projectiles at him. The man who compares his wives tells us that he hates how the public is comparing his marriages between each of his wives. Each marriage is different in how it grows, develops, deteriorates to the point of non-existence and ends.
Oh God, that's a description of 75% of his marriages.
He didn't say the last two. He just said grows and develops.
Okay.
But we know. He doesn't care if it gets really bad. Okay. My marriage is dependent on the wife. Whether that is how willing she is to communicate, her abilities, or how kind she can be to Robin. Christine was cruel and a game player. So don't compare her to Robin, who is a saint.
Oh my God. So, it highlights the supply and demand discrepancy with polygamy. Because there's only one man and there's all these women, the women have to meet up to some stupid standard, and he just gets to pick and choose. He gets to cherry pick.
The women have to please him. And it's disgusting.
Oh God, it sounds dirty when you say it like that.
Alright, we get Janelle's take. She knew of how unhappy Christine was. COVID exasperated underlying issues. We cut to Robin being asked her first hardball question. Hey Robin, if Cody treated you like dirt the way he did with Christine, would that be okay with you? Robin smirks. I would have handled it perfectly, unlike how Christine did. You know what I would have done? I would have made Cody go to therapy with me.
Like Christine did.
I would make Cody talk about our relationship.
Like Christine did.
Suki then asked, how is it even possible to fix a relationship when one of the parties is not even attracted to the other? Robin gives us two answers. You don't. Actually, I changed my mind. You see, Cody isn't attracted to someone's physical looks, even though he just told Christine that he wasn't physically attracted to her.
Mm-hmm. Ever. The entire marriage. You see, Cody, his fetish is when you praise him and you just do whatever it is that he tells you to do.
She continues on. It's based on whether the wife is being shitty or not. It's the wife's fault. There were times when Cody struggled with a wife, and only when the wife decided to turn a new leaf, aka kiss mine or his ass, does he accept her back into his good graces. After that, they're so amazing.
God. I feel like I'm gonna have an aneurysm talking about this woman. She genuinely believes that this is a positive trait of Cody's, and that bringing this up makes Cody look good, when it's the opposite. Robin is just like, yeah, Cody just loves it when the woman changes her mind and then decides to totally agree with whatever the hell Cody says that she has to do. The second that the wife changes her mind and apologizes, Cody's just like, I'm so hard for that bitch now because she decided that she's gonna put up with things the way I want it, and that makes me feel so good.
It's ridiculous because his marriage is dependent on what the wife is doing? That's bullshit.
This just highlights the disparity in polygamy. Cody is under no pressure to fix a relationship, whereas all of these women are under extreme pressure to fix a relationship. It's like water runs downhill. Cody is just gonna go to the easiest, most quote-unquote supportive wife, and he's just going to ignore the others. And the women, they can't just go to the most supportive husband.
That's because the shittiest husband and the most supportive husband are the same husband. Christine talks about how humiliating it was to hear her ex-husband admit he wasn't attracted to her. After that, I wasn't attracted to him either. I'm done. It's over. She discloses that realization of not being attracted to him anymore, thereby not wanting to be with him, was a burden taken off her shoulders. His unappreciation for me, after everything I contributed to the family, felt like a waste.
Wasted.
Suki then asked her if his lack of attraction was his excuse to distance himself from her, or if her bad behavior made him feel less attracted to her.
Behavior, that's gross.
Christine starts to smile. You know, both those accusations from him sound even more ridiculous when spoken out loud. It boils my blood. I'm not a child. I'm a grown woman who's also your wife. Don't talk down to me as if you were my parents. Suki asked Cody if the lack of intimacy was her justification to divorce him. He repeats what Janelle said a few minutes before, and that COVID exacerbated a lot of underlying problems.
Nobody brought up COVID, Cody.
But yes, I do think she felt mistreated because I withheld intimacy from her. He then gets off topic, saying that the marriage was unfixable, even though a few seconds ago I admitted that the problem was me. Me being a withholding bitch.
Yeah, also, he's like, it's unfixable because she refuses to change everything about herself to fit my needs.
He goes on a rant, saying Christine was ballsy to push him out of his life, accusing him of being a coward because how can I be a coward? The only thing that scares me is poverty.
What the fuck does he mean when he keeps saying that? It sounds like a self-motivation thing. Like, oh, I'm a big tough man. The only thing that scares me is not working and not getting in that grind mindset or something.
It's such a bizarre thing he keeps bringing up. Suki seems like she's about to laugh at his statement. Let's get on topic. Why were you hanging on to Christine, despite it being bad for so long? He gives a shitty answer. Just because the marriage is bad, and I want to toss you to the side like garbage, and have you sit around forever like mold, doesn't mean that it has to be on my record. He didn't say that. He just said, because it didn't feel like it had to be over.
Oh my goodness. He's so full of shit. He's like, oh, they had such balls pushing me out of their life. And it's like, Cody, you're constantly pushing them out of your life. And there's this double standard. He's like, oh, they can't unmarry me, but I'm going to unmarry them. We have to make a decision before... No, I'm just going to make a decision. He says that they can't make decisions about their relationship, but he's capable of making relationships for both of them. He's such a fucktard.
He gives more fucktard excuses. I didn't want to be divorced because this isn't about the intimacy between me and Christine. It's about the whole family bond. It's weird that there's one person who can do that.
I know! Cody, that's what we've been saying for years. It is weird that there's one person who can fuck all this up.
Suki then asked Robin if she was a oblivious to how bad things between Christine and Cody were. She comments on how shocked she appeared. I had hoped that Christine would stay in a loveless marriage for the rest of eternity, but some dreams are just unrealistic. Despite having to have packed up his shit into boxes and moving him out entirely, I was still hoping they would work things out. They play the clip of the family gathering together to hear of Christine divorcing Cody. It wasn't really interesting, aside from the fact that when Mary says, in the clip, she says, "We committed to being together and working through our issues." And then on the interview, she's like vehemently like shaking her head. And I'm like, what kind of self-righteous asshole behavior is that?
The one that's validated by Cody. These two people, they deserve each other.
Robin still thinks Christine is her sister wife, even though Christine doesn't even see her as her friend.
I don't think Christine even sees them as being the same species.
Oh god. Like a lot of things, Robin can't process the change. Suki sympathizes with Robin. It must have been hard when she said that she didn't want a relationship with you. Yeah, it was really hard.
And then she sneaks a smile in at the end of that. Yeah, it was hard. Almost like she's like, oh my god, somebody's buying it, somebody's buying it.
You see, those are called micro expressions when for like a second you reveal what your true emotion is.
And she was just excited that somebody was like, yeah, that's right. Hate Christine. That's me and Cody's new fetish. Getting people to hate Christine.
Oh god. Suki continues on. In what ways was it hard? Because she never wanted to be vulnerable with me. Her leaving took my happy, polygamous dream away from me. Christine robbed me of that because I wanted to sit around in church like the other elderly polygamous women did.
Yes, I wanted her to be in a loveless marriage so that she can hang out with me like the women in our cult do.
Because I can't live polygamy anymore, even though it is totally an option to have more plural wives come into the family who are younger and hotter than me. No, Christine took polygamy away from me.
Yes. If Robin really wants polygamy, guess what? There's a whole bunch of, you know, gullible women who could be
something-year-olds.
Yeah, who can be tricked into this just like these women were. But no, that would ruin the power dynamic. Seriously, all of these women are like, why did you become a polygamist? I wanted to have a friend. It's like, start a knitting circle or something. Don't just, hey, I want to have friends. Let's all have sex with the same man. Okay.
I also wanted to be friends with her, even if she remarried. Suki then asked a stupid-ass question. Why would she not want to have a relationship with you? Does she feel like you sabotaged the friendship? Robin gives a direct answer. Well, if she thinks that, she's wrong. I've only ever been supportive of her relationship with Cody. Then Suki asks her, if you could say one thing to Christine, what would it be? And then Robin, like, gives a pause. And she probably in that moment was saying, right now, I want to say some really strong swear words at her.
Uh-huh. You could tell she's like, oh, what's the most impactful thing I can say to make it sound like I'm such a pity case?
She goes, I wish she would let me in.
She wants her to let her in because if she tries to break in and then Christine kills her, it would be considered self-defense.
Christine tells us that she acknowledges how heartbroken Robin must feel. She did push for my marriage to be successful. But in order for it to be that way, I had to be on good terms with my sister wives, which hasn't happened for years with Mary and Robin. She admits that Mary's and her relationship was in the shitter, but she always thought hers and Robin's was decent. Suki then relays to Christine Robin's parting words on the couch of wanting her to be more open. I thought that I was open with her. We cut to Mary making Christine out to be some sort of hypocrite. Why is she doing this when for years she spouted that she wanted the man and the sister wives? I know hers and my relationship isn't great, but it was always fun, and I miss that.
It wasn't deep. It was just surface level performative. And that's what we do in this family.
When Mary says this statement, even though our relationship isn't great, it was always fun.
Not deep, but fun, yeah.
That's kind of what Mary advocates for in a relationship. Because in the episode, I think it was when Cody was taking out all the women on dates, there was this point where Christine went into Mary's room and talked about her troubles with Cody. Mary's bottom line advice was, don't bring up your relationships, just have fun. And so I think, and Mary applied that same philosophy to all of her sister-wife relationships. Maybe even Robin's, I would say that. Because here she is saying, yeah, our relationship wasn't great, but at least it was fun. Because
of the power discrepancy between them and Cody, they have to remain lighthearted and cheerful and supportive of Cody, but Cody gets to pick and choose.
It's shitty. Suki asks where the fracture came from. Mary just attributes it to not feeling safe over the years. Christine has asked the same question. Her response is, she was the one who ended things with Mary. I don't want to be your friend because I don't trust you anymore, and I won't do that to myself. Suki asks when she closed the door if it would stay like that for good. Christine says, yeah, and keep that locked up, bitch. There were times when things were getting better in Vegas, but that passive-aggressive woman would keep putting me down a lot in public settings, particularly in front of her own family members.
Yeah, it seems like Mary is really inconsistent, so Christine has no idea how Mary's going to behave in any kind of situation, and it's just exhausting dealing with that. You're like, well, I don't know whether or not you're going to be a bitch to me right now, or you're going to try to be nice to me right now. It's probably better just to be consistently awful or consistently good. Don't do this, oh, sometimes I'm nice, now I'm an ass.
It's not fun for anybody. Sugi asks another dumb question. So, is this something you want to fight for? No. Her nice acts were short-lived. I didn't know which personality to expect, and it was getting to the point where it was too frustrating to be around her. Then we cut to Cody. Sukanya asked if Cody was able to get to a place of acceptance concerning the divorce. I didn't get to that place, but I should have. Christine is already out the door, and I wasn't, so that would have made me look pathetic. I realized I screwed this up because I wasn't being more patriarchal. These problems during the pandemic wouldn't have reared their ugly heads if I was just more of a controlling asshole.
Oh my god. Okay, do you know The Simpsons? There's a Simpsons episode, there's a meme where Principal Skinner is chasing Bart Simpson because Bart's been truant and hasn't been going to school. And so he's the Terminator just chasing Bart. And Bart is crossing dangerous raging river and all this stuff. And you get to the bit where Skinner just goes, maybe I'm the one who's out of touch. And then he thinks for a moment, he goes, no, it's the children. The children are wrong. Cody's just like, maybe I'm the one who's wrong. No, I'm going to double down. I'm going to double down on all my worst traits.
That's what's going to fix this.
Oh my god, this guy he's just a legendary asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Not even like a glorious asshole, just the worst, most pathetic man.
Cody continues, and they all agreed to run their will to mine.
I think it's like, I don't think it's a Bible thing.
Suki asks, what the fuck does that mean? And then he says, that's a canned request. And I actually had to look up what this meant again, because Cody's always teaching us so many new phrases. So, canned request is not a thing. It's actually canned response, which are typically used for answering frequently asked questions related to sales, customer service, and support or product. So I think he meant that's a loaded question.
That guy's a moron.
Okay. Anyways.
Moron fundamentalist, or fundamentalist moron.
Honey.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it.
Okay. That's a canned request, and what he's trying to say is that they made a covenant, aka a contract with him. The terms and conditions was that ultimately Cody would get final say in any decision.
Didn't we get a shot of Janelle going, what? That's the thing about any sort of agreement. If the other side doesn't know they made the agreement, then it's not valid.
Mm-hmm. He then describes his wives as literal dogs because he does this.
Yeah, he like...
Pick me! Pick me!
Yeah, he's being so authentic right now. It's gross.
And he's trying to say, you practically did that in order to join the family.
And you didn't keep doing it, which was what pissed me off.
I don't know if that was true because I remember in the book it was Cody that actually went to Janelle and secretly asked her out on a lunch date because he's like, I kind of want you to get married to me. And Janelle was, I'm hesitant because there's a lot of guys that already said that to me and wanted me.
Well, yeah, because wasn't she already married to...
No. This is after she was divorced,
okay.
But she also said this in the book, and also I think it was an interview where she did say that there were other men in their faith that actually wanted Janelle.
We do know, however, that is how Christine acted.
Yeah. I'll have to give Cody some credit because she really liked Cody. He was...
Oh, yeah. She was
simping.
simping.
Like a church group youth leader?
Oh, I have no idea.
That was in the book. And she hung out with them because Mary and Cody were a really fun, cool, hip couple that all the little, gross little 17-year-olds would look up to and wish that, oh, when I come of age, I want to get married to them.
Oh, God, they're the cool, young, authoritarian, extremist religious group.
Okay, so anyways, Cody compares his wives to dogs, like what the fuck?
When he says the bit about the dogs, doesn't he also describe them as being a good temperament? Or
Did he say that?
Yeah, he used a couple more words that are also things you say about dogs.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, so yeah, Robin's like, well, yeah, he's always supposed to be the dumb.
That was always my agreement.
Okay.
We get more answers from Mary. She basically says that she will always and forever see Cody as the head of her family. I subscribe to the patriarchy except when I'm gone from his presence 100% of the time to do my own thing because I'm a strong, independent woman.
She's a strong, independent contradiction.
Janelle's stance is the complete opposite. She doesn't even think marriage is viable with Cody anymore because she reiterates his past desires to get rid of the other wives since they were, quote, in the way of his personal progress.
Oh my God. Personal progress.
Maybe he wants to just be with Robin. I mean, have a simple life. Robin?
With his simple wife.
Sugi comments that Robin is the last one standing, now that Cody has fired every wife who doesn't act like her. Mm-hmm. She comments how different it was in the beginning. We wanted to build this family, so we acted like a team. This was the protocol for decades. It's only been recently he's been acting erratic. Mm-hmm. You know, it's great if Cody and Robin want to live their life where they're the traditional conservative couple, where the wife is submissive and the man is the dictator. If that works for them, great. I just wish he could hold two perspectives at once so I could be in the picture. The conversation continues. Cody and I really haven't talked about spirituality, and I'm assuming the Browns are inactive members of their faith.
Well, we know that Christine couldn't give a flying fuck.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that Janelle really still believes it, and I'm almost 100% sure that Cody and Robin pretend to believe it for the clout, for the faith being the most important thing.
It seems like that's bullshit. Our host then asks the obvious question. Then what is the point of continuing to live the principle of plural marriage if you don't even live religiously? She didn't say those exact terms. She was questioning if Cody's waning faith made the practice of polygamy pointless.
It does.
They watch the screaming on the porch clip where Robin accuses Christine that she isn't divorced until she lays with another man.
Gross.
Janelle tells us that Christine left her faith and so the rules don't apply.
Not what Robin believes.
She then validates Robin's perspective in that their church actually requires obnoxious channels to prove you worthy of being unsealed from your spouse. She continues on, saying despite Cody being inactive in their faith and probably hasn't attended his church congregation in years, he still subscribes to that way of separation.
You keep using the word inactive. That's a very Mormon word.
I figure that they use it too.
I mean, yeah.
They don't actually say inactive. They just say his
Not practicing.
faith is spiritually waning or something like that. Okay, so what I mean by inactive, it's a Mormon term where your records are still in the church, but you don't actually go to religious services. You actually skip all of that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay.
The status of where Cody and his family are. Because how can you go to church? Their church is in Utah.
Yeah, and
you really think they hold church services every Sunday?
Oh yeah,
with just themselves?
I'm sure if they did, it would just be Cody going, "Oh, you need respect. That's what God asks for right here is respect." And then just reading, you gotta push. What was it? Turn into my wheel. Okay.
A wheel.
Okay.
Okay.
My will.
Where Janelle says he should let it go because in the end, marriage is the contract between the two people involved and not the elders of your church.
Yeah.
We get Robin's unneeded stance again.
Nobody wanted this Robin.
Christine's still married to Cody, according to our beliefs. When we came together into this marriage, it was through the institution that let us be sealed to him. She doesn't actually say sealed.
Yeah, I know.
But I know that's what they're implying.
Yeah.
Because, anyways.
It's a religious thing.
So to have a divorce from him, you again must go through the proper channels. Suki asks, how does their afterlife work if Christine wants to get the fuck away from Cody in this mortal life? But according to polygamous expert Robin, she is still married to him in the next one. Robin adamantly denies that possibility. That definitely will not happen because Christine will get it in before she passes from this world. I will make sure of that.
Oh, no, I thought that was weird, and I thought Suki asked a stupid question. She was like, oh, but what would happen if, in the next life, is she still married to Cody? And Robin's like, well, yeah, unless she has relations with another man, or somebody slips it in, or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, that's the dumb question. The actual question, hey, your religion is weird and probably not true question would be, but what if she doesn't want to be married to Cody, but also never has sex for the rest of her life? Does she still have to be stuck with Cody? And I don't think that's an answer that Robin could answer.
Because then that would just give the possibility that she is with Christine.
Is it possible that they have to be married to this woman for forever because she never had sex again? And if that's the case, then that's a hell. That's what that is.
Yeah, Suki's not asking the right questions. Janelle still has a strong testimony of her religion, so she is able to understand Christine and Robin's point of view. You can't make someone abide by rules they no longer believe in. We take the questions in another direction. We have Mary reacting to the clip where Cody doesn't consider himself married to her. Suki asks how that feels to get shit on so hard.
Not good.
His double standard of being upset at who gets to leave doesn't make sense. He's mad at Christine for making the decision to kick him out of her life, but
yes.
He's okay with kicking me out of his.
Yes, it's not okay for her to do the thing that I've been doing for years.
That murder tarp 30th anniversary made me really feel he wanted to open the door to a new beginning. Because apparently he experienced a change of heart. On our 32nd anniversary, I called him to congratulate us on our marriage. And he was like, lose my number, Mary. We're not married. I then called him out on that statement. If we're not married anymore, then you go and post another divorce on your Instagram account.
But if I do that, I'll look bad, so no.
No way, I don't want that judgment from the public. Our host then asked her, so, married to Cody, yes or no? She gives us a very vague answer. Well, you just saw him saying he hates my guts and no longer considers us in a fellowship. So, yes,
I do.
I'm still married to you, Cody.
And I'm never gonna give up.
And we'll come running back into your arms as soon as you say the word. So Kanye brings up the conversation with Cody where he was considering a reconciliation with her. Mary has no clue what she's talking about.
Because nobody does.
We cut to Cody. Cody, what was that birthday gift she gave you that you loved so much enough to want her back into your life again? He pauses for a long-ass while.
He's thinking, what lie can I come up with?
So I'm assuming that Mary gave him something really expensive.
Or
like a car.
Or he's just making this full shit up.
Because
I'm thinking that he's like, oh, what's a really sentimental thing? A thing that makes somebody seem like I'm a real touchy-feely emotion guy and not just a hair-trigger sociopath. She gave me some Rice Krispie treats. And the second he said that, I nearly spit-taked. I'm just like,
yeah,
bullshit!
I think he's lying. I think maybe Mary gave him something really expensive, like another Rolex watch or another exotic gun.
No, I don't think there was any actual gift. This is bullshit. This is fake.
You don't think Mary would gift him with like $10,000 watch?
No, I mean maybe, but I don't think there was any gift involved. This is all bullshit. He's just like, I have to come up with some fake thing that she might have given me that makes me seem like a sweet, sentimental sweetheart. And he goes with these stupid Rice Krispie treats.
She makes them every year, one for every year of our marriage. We then watch the cringiest clip of the gifting of the present that he loved so much it made him want to forgive all of Mary's wrongdoings. Happy anniversary, Cody. Here's your present. Guess how many is in there? There's probably 18 because my children are my ego, aka me. No, silly. Guess again. I have possibly no idea of the number of Rice Krispie treats are in here, even though you do this every year.
Ostensibly.
He pauses for a long while. Oh, is your anniversary present symbolic of our years of marriage? Mary laughs. Yes, Cody. So does that finally clue you into how many are in there? Nope. I have no fucking clue how many years we're married. Are you serious? He takes a wild guess. 31? No, it's 30.
Okay. So he claims that she does this every year. Obviously, she doesn't do this every year. That's an effing lie, because even Cody's not this stupid. Or she's giving him a quote-unquote birthday present on their anniversary.
Yeah, aren't they like married in like April?
I have no clue.
Here, hold on. Let me do some research really quick.
So, yes, I mean.
Okay. Okay. April 21st, 1990. Okay, so it would have been different because Janelle got married to Cody really close to Mary's birthday, or possibly on Mary's birthday. So that if that was the case, but no, their anniversary and birthday are not the same.
Yes, it's a lie. She doesn't do this every year. She didn't give it to him on his birthday, and it certainly didn't make him want to reconsider his relationship with her. And then they use this as more of a lie later on.
Okay. He then claims he has no hard feelings toward her in that interaction. I beg to differ.
Yeah, I mean, didn't
that Rice Krispie scene remind you of that time when he walked past Mary
without making eye contact?
And then once, like, he realized he was ignoring her.
And she called out for it?
Yes, and he was like, oh, shit, I'm on the camera. I just can't ignore her.
Hi, Mary.
He's doing the same thing where he's like, no, don't know how many years we're married. 31. No, it's 30. He's like,
Seriously, he's such an effing liar.
he continues to lie that he had seen the error of his ways and would work to see if the marriage was viable. He then says, I told my 3 best friends, which I'm assuming are Janelle, Christine, and Robin.
Yes.
Which I think this was 2 years ago, which he was in the dumps with Christine. So, again, he's lying. This whole thing is Tim talking out of his ass.
It's all just a setup for talking shit about Christine.
He says, I told my 3 best friends the news of Mary and I working it all out. He pauses. Then he practically reaches for Suki's crotch. I'm like, what the fuck is with the decorum of this man? He just, like, touches, like, people, like, out of nowhere. It got so close. It scared her.
He's got to be more of an asshole, more of a patriarchal asshole. That'll solve his problems.
Suki brings up the magical Rice Krispie token of Cody's affection to Mary.
Mary's like, the fuck, bitch?
That present where he couldn't give less of a fuck about receiving that made him want to fall in love with you again, Mary.
You can see the algebra in her head, the meme with all the math, and she's just, oh, this is just some fucked up thing Cody's doing to try to screw over Christine.
So Mary does that algebra in her head, and she too begins to doubt that this was the present Cody meant. Because during that anniversary, Cody accused Mary of never courting him, and he wasn't coming. I spelled coming wrong. Okay. She tells more details of how she almost kissed him, and Cody practically pushed her into the prairie plague pond to get her off. So yeah, those feelings of reconciliation seem to not have lasted through the evening.
Yeah, so Mary obviously concluded this was a bullshit creative story that Cody had come up with to try to villainize Christine.
Wow, he just keeps using her, doesn't he?
I mean, she is the definition of a scapegoat. He's gonna use that scapegoat till the day he hopefully dies soon.
The interview ends on a cliffhanger where Cody blames Christine for not having a good marriage to Mary. The end. Give me the too long didn't read summary.
Suki's bad at this. This story that Cody's come up with about trying to reconcile with Mary is an extremely stupid attempt to try to get Mary to be on Cody's side by, again, vilifying Christine. And also, it's super creepy that you gotta have sex with another man to stop being married to another man in their religion.
There's a point in your life where you have to ask yourself, is God a creep, or is the cult that I'm in being creepy? That's it. So, and here's more.
I don't think they can see Morty.
Here's Morty. Okay, whatever. Okay, so that's it. Bye.